Hey, what's going on out there? I would like to welcome every single one of you to Water Your Soil. So before I get into this video, I would like to say, if you're new around here, I have two rules over at this channel. The first rule is for you to always use your own discretion when it comes to credit cards and credit scores. The second rule, that's for you to always verify whatever it is you learn, whether it's here on this channel, another channel, or anywhere. That should be a rule to life. So getting into this video right here is going to be a good one because this one is going to be talking about some credit card news that you all should be aware of, because this news is alarming and it's going to have something to do with the current times where we are as an economy and where we are currently as credit card holders. Now, this video is for people who hold credit cards, and that's millions of people, but that's what the video is going to be about. The way how it works is I'll read off part of the article. I may or may not finish the whole article, but I'll read the important pieces of the article, and I'll always leave the link to the article in the description box so people could go and they could check it out and give it a read themselves. But before I get into that, I want to say something. You know, oftentimes people, they'll come by, especially on my older videos, not so much on my newer videos, but definitely on my older videos. They'll come by and they'll talk about, you know, where they are financially. And they'll say, hey, I've been using my credit card because I don't have enough income coming in order to help me. And I'll just be honest with you all. That's understandable. I understand where everyone is coming from. I think a lot of people are in that position right now because of how expensive things are and how expensive things have become. If you go to the grocery store, the prices are up just about double from what it looks like. Now, I don't have the specific numbers, but from what it looks like, the prices are up double. You can go to a grocery store and French fries where I live are $6. You have laundry detergent that went up. Just about everything in a grocery store has went up. And you know, that's one of the main things that people do as adults. They go and they shop at the grocery store, whether it's for food or for essentials. But I just wanted to make that statement before I get into this article, because this article is pertaining to credit card spending, and a lot of it relates back to where the economy currently is. So we're going to get right into the article. The article reads, this week in credit card news, 40% of households now rely on credit cards to pay the bills. This is by Bill Harco for Forbes. So it says, today's economy has Americans relying on credit cards to foot the bills on everyday expenses. A total of 41% of U.S. adults say they rely on credit cards to cover purchases throughout the month after paying for monthly expenses such as rent, mortgage, car payments, and child care, according to the Civic Science Consumer polling this month. And many are going into debt as a result, adding to the growing amount of national credit card debt, which reached $1.14 trillion this year. New data shows that 25% of U.S. adults reported they took on credit card debt in the past month to afford gas, groceries, and other essentials. An additional 16% said this is a common occurrence, as in something they do every month. All in all, that adds up to 41% of Americans who are living in a state of debt just to get by. And this is by Civic Science. Now, that excerpt that I read on Forbes is interesting because 41%, that's a high number. And we're going to start being honest here. And I always say on this channel, people use their credit cards for things outside of essentials. But that $1.14 trillion credit card debt that has been reported as far as 2024, that credit card debt, a lot of that has to do with where the economy is. And like I said, in prior videos, I was getting comments and people were saying, hey, I'm not just going to take trips and stuff. I'm actually paying for gas, groceries, and my everyday essentials. And this is why I'm using my credit cards. And then you do have people who have been taking trips and they have been spending money on things that they really can't afford to purchase. However, they just want to go and purchase leisure things in order to clear their mind or fulfill a natural high or whatever it may be. So you have two different sides of the fence. You have the people who use their credit cards for essentials because they don't have enough cash and income to pay for those things. And then you have the people who use their credit cards for leisure and for things that they necessarily don't need, they just want. And you combine those two together and you had that $1.14 trillion in credit card debt. Now, I don't think that credit card debt, the $1.14 trillion, is going to decrease anytime soon. Maybe in a couple of years it'll go down, but I think it's going to continue to grow just because it doesn't seem like things are getting better in regard to the price of goods and services. I mean, the Fed, they're lowering interest rates, but we're not really feeling the impact yet. I think we'll start feeling the impact maybe a year or so down the line. I don't know. As I state on this channel, I'm not a professional. I'm not an economist, but hopefully that will be the result of them lowering interest rates. But I just want to talk to people about an alternative and a solution, because honestly, that's why I'm here on YouTube, to try to provide a solution. And the solution that I have for people who are experiencing hard times when it comes to paying for just regular everyday things, and they have to go and use their credit cards and put themselves in credit card debt, my solution to you will either be pick up an extra gig or attempt to budget. And a lot of times people don't focus on the budgeting part because honestly, budgeting is hard. Budgeting means that you're going to remove some things that you're used to getting and you're used to having, and you're not going to be paying for them anymore on a month-to-month basis because you have to fit inside of a budget, a specific amount that you're not going to spend over. And a lot of people don't want to do that because it requires a lot of discipline. Let's say you're used to going out every week and getting a bottle of wine. With a budget, you might have to take that wine out of your expenses. Let's say you're someone who likes to go shopping once a month and go buy clothes or shoes or whatever it may be. With a budget, you may have to take those things out of your expenses. And a lot of people, they don't want to do those things because it's hard. And honestly, it's understandable, but I like the budget because budgeting helps me. Budgeting gets me to the point where I'm not going out and buying unnecessary things. Of course, I do purchase things that I don't necessarily need but want from time to time, but it helps you. It helps you not only in the present, but in the long run, because you'll find yourself having extra money that you can invest or you can save or pay off a debt. Whatever it may be, you'll have extra money around when you do budget. One thing's for certain, budgeting does work. There's a reason why the debt-free community is so big right now, is because budgeting does work. Budgeting has helped millions of people get out of debt, whether it's credit card debt, personal debt, home loan debt, student loan debt, whatever it may be. Budgeting and maybe picking up a gig or two has helped people get out of debt. So it is possible. So I understand the discouragement, but just know it is possible to get out of credit card debt. But one of the things I like to focus on this Water Your Soil channel is prevention, which is not getting in credit card debt in the first place. And that's being smart with your credit cards. That's setting a budget on your credit cards, a monthly budget. That's also practicing good utilization. And I did a previous video. You could go and check it out. I did a previous video on credit card utilization. So you want to practice good credit card utilization. That's keeping your credit card utilization between 10% and 1%. Or some people like to do between 10% and 0. Some people actually do 0. So it all depends on which utilization works best for you. I suggest you go watch that video I did on utilization. I did it 2 videos ago. But I just wanted to share this article with you all and give my opinion. As I stated, the link to it will be below. You could go and read the full one to the link they provided on Forbes. But I have a couple of things that I want you all to be looking out for. I currently have an active poll, and that active poll is about the bank that has been most satisfactory to you in regards to credit cards in 2024. Go check that poll out. It's on my community post tab. Go participate in that poll. It literally takes a second. Also, this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be live. I'll be live with Kiki's Adventures. So you make sure you come by, you check that live stream out, show support. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on this Water Your Soil channel. You could be looking out for that video. Be sure to come through, show love. But anyways, if you're new around here and you feeling the vibe, this is Water Your Soil. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video because I post often. That's clicking on that bell and selecting all. Also, this goes to every single one of you, my subscribers included. Be sure to hit the like button. It literally takes 1 second. Hit the like button. That's your way of showing the algorithm you support this video and this channel. I appreciate every single one of you for stopping by. This is Water Your Soil, and I'm out. Hey, what's going on? This is Nell from Water Your Soil. So as someone who went from a 549 credit score all the way up to the 800s, I decided to share the same information that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. This book is titled Strategies to Master Credit. I put everything in this book, everything that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. All of the information is in this book. So I want you all to purchase this book. A lot of you have already purchased it, but it's available currently right now on Amazon.com and also MasterCreditBook.com. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. You want this book. It has all the information needed in order for you to go from poor credit to excellent credit, or just simply maintain your good or excellent credit score. So get the book ASAP. And if you want something more in depth, you could take the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. It's more in depth. There are actually chapters in this course, and it walks you through basically how FICO credit scores come about and how they're determined. And really, once you learn how FICO scores come about and the concept of credit scores, then you're pretty much on your way to either going from poor credit to good credit, or just maintaining a good or excellent credit score. So if you want something more in depth, I have the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. All right.